Who is there?
Tainari.
Is that you?
Yes, his name is Tainari. Yeah, the little Gura reference there at the end.
Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked us to give you.
You gave her a letter, huh? My bad, I looked wrong and then the reading just went out of my brain. I am still not in the best of conditions right now.
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari?
Tainari.
I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you.
Yeah, I kind of thought you were a bitch at first because you looked at us like we were lower than you, like peasants that need to be stepped upon. And we were kind of calling for it, so I wouldn't have blamed you, since Traveler was calling to be stepped on by Eula, Miko, Raiden Shogun, who's the other? Lisa.
I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Yeah, we didn't bring shit. I don't even know what is lying next to the fruit.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips. How did you end up like this anyway?
So she was sleep eating?
Oh, really? I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my, neighbor. Must have come by and saw me like this.
Sure. That's not what they suspiciously say during an NTR and this suspicious white viscous fluid leaking on the side of their mouths. I know! Can't fool me here, game.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Okay, this is getting way too familiar. Is it a little round creature?
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Sort of. You tell a Persian Paimon everything that happened after entering the cave. Like placing the pillar. Don't forget to mention placing in Zhongli's pillar.
Traveler, you say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange dream? Isn't that a little too crazy to believe?
You act like this is the first time this has happened.
No, I actually do believe what the traveler is saying. I myself had a
Including
similar
baby.
experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor here. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to scurry away.
Yeah, but why that specific dream? If they want to start some shit, they better square up when I start whipping out the, Aminoma Kageyuchi on their ass.
So, Hypatia,
Because I don't have any
just what
5-star
kind of
weapons.
creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the Dendro Archon.
Sure.
I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul.
So it is the exact day she smoked herself so high she dreamed of a tree. Yep, I get it.
Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart
Sure,
was still pounding,
meditating.
and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched.
I too touch plenty of knowledge while meditating.
And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave.
These motherfuckers love
In my
dancing.
curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They
Hey, it's
must have
little
already been
TikTok.
used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. They just kept doing whatever they were up to. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
It's like, oh, shit. Oh, man.
Oh, and then?
Throw the drugs in their face, Kage Bushido Jutsu and disappear.
And then I had a dream.
Smoke bomb!
By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen.
What are they? Tree ninjas? Fruit ninjas. They are cabbage ninjas.
I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later. And they weren't alone.
And they threw the drugs in your face. Smoke bomb! And they were gone and you were dreaming.
I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me.
Sounds like a great neighbor.
Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tainari
Tainari.
mentioned in his letter that
Yes.
you had questions for me regarding Irminsul.
How about we sort that rumbling stomach out here? Zhongli, we need a pillar.
Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking juice still isn't quite enough for my stomach.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier.
Didn't I explain to you why?
looks like we'll need
Didn't
to
I
prepare
just explain
something
to you why?
ourselves. Besides, Paimon's getting hungry too. Let's eat first and talk about Irminsul later.
Look, I know I brought it up in a previous video, but we all agree Paimon's a floating baby, right? We all agree. If Paimon just so happens to be a Lisa-sized woman that shrunk to the size of a child, it would have been another story. But Paimon's always hungry, Paimon's always crying, Paimon's always whining, Paimon always wants attention, she's always speaking above us. Yeah, totally, baby.
Alright, we're out, traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame and a radish veggie soup. You'll love them, Hypatia. They're our specialties after all.
How about you ask me if I have the ingredients first, floating baby?
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since I've had a decent meal, too. To be honest, the last time had to be when Tainari
Tainari.
came to visit.
So, wait. All you meditation types that try to connect to the tree of Irminsul are basically just like the hobo hippies that, like, you lay in the grass, live in freedom, don't eat meat, because, yeah, stick to the man, don't like the academia. It's just a researcher, so maybe it's similar to the hobo hippies. Right. Also, Hypatia, allow me to just place this.
Gather!
Zhongli is feeling proud, and she's happy too. She's happy for this pillar. Pillar. Okay, Mia, do that thing. Cook up some dishes, some stir fry, like shh. We still got some Oz in the bag. Throw some Oz on that stir fry. Shh. Reggie veggies, sweet madame, sweet Oz dame. Shh.
Oh, it smells amazing. And the box is a nice touch too. Let's go serve this up and start eating with Hypatia.
Sure, floating baby. I like how they're using their telepathy again. Look, nothing that Tainari made is better than what we just made, alright, Tainari?
Are
Please.
you already finished cooking? Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really isn't my forte.
Yo, Leo, is radish veggie soup from Mondstadt or Leroy? So we just made 2 Mondstadt dishes for her. If she wanted to try from everywhere, I would have like made what's the very spicy one? Black perch stew, and then something from Mondstadt, because black perch stew is Leroy. Fisherman's toast is everywhere. Like, I'm sure they have fisherman's toast too. Quest food. Can't eat it ourselves, so we give it to other people. The delicious meal together, you tell Hypatia about connecting with Irminsul.
Even though
the drug
everything
tree.
you mentioned was in Tainari's
Tainari.
letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul
The drug tree.
immediately after smelling spirit
The
born milk
drugs.
for the first time.
Yes, I have to translate because everything they're saying is just overcomplicating things except for Tainari. The fact that you need... Wow, how did they explain it? They put the scent in the center of the room, light that shit up, and then whoever gets high ends up by the drug tree. This is the oversimplified way of explaining it.
It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius.
You get called a genius for taking drugs? Where do I get in on this?
You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
Yeah, the look on your face is more like Envy? Jealous?
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
I don't know. Drugs do what drugs do.
The ingredients used to make Spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power.
Simplified, hallucinogenic plants that, if mixed correctly, allows you to go to the drug tree. And because they were created by an Archon, it has emphasis on the dreamlike state that you will sit in because of that power. There we go.
Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
Yes, the depths, man. We got it. Sometimes you just need to go on such a level that you just become one with the trees and shit. I mean, I know, man. Sorry, you lost me there.
That's all right. I'm sure you'll come to a clearer understanding as you remain in Sumeru.
Yes, you'll come to a clearer understanding the more you do drugs in Sumeru.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was she sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions.
Okay, sure, yet. But wait, due to her body's unique constitution, not having a vision but able to use elements, okay. Stimulated by the incense, the drugs in this case, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power. In other words, we could see the tree, and then the tree was all like, let's enhance the dendro that you feel already from the powers, and then, okay.
Taking in any sense similar to the ingredients of Spirit-born ale would cause adverse effects.
Yep.
Not to worry though. It appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spirit-born ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
And this verse is where you add the Witcher 3 meditation, where you get on your knees and shit, and then you pass time to connect to the Dendro Archon. This is where you guys like taking from other games, right? There you go. Easy. Meditation. Learned in Sumeru.
I must admit, I
mean,
am
you're
quite
taking
envious of
Gwent?
your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
That's your brain softening from the acid. I'm just letting you know, it's not okay.
Whoa, you're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am a researcher after all.
No, you're a drug addict. There's a difference.
As a member of the Ritaoes Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much
You
we
can't
don't
become
know,
more of a hippie in my
especially
eyes.
regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies.
So, you're an astrophysicist with the Academia that does drugs to do a job. Sure. Okay, as has been known to in microdoses enhance a person's brain to be able to perceive extra,
Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers.
Okay.
If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact.
So you take the drugs, knowing that you could die, and then you're like, but if you win, and you keep coming back, even though you could die. Yeah, if that's not an addict or something, I don't know what is, man.
I am
You
currently
need help.
in the stage of training known as
Stop it.
Sakyavada life.
Get some help.
Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself.
This Aranara is busy listening to this shit, be like, do you hear this? She needs some help, man.
That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Sure, man, sure.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous. dangerous. Aren't you afraid of the risks, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects.
So, bad trip. Okay.
However, I've been feeling
like,
better
"Nope."
as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon.
They kind of are.
But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself. And they have the curious power to make people dream.
No, they throw drugs in your face, throw a smoke bomb on the floor, and they run and they GTFO.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
I know the reason why. I'm not going to bring it up.
Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality.
Isn't this a plot though? Because she's not wearing
that which
the
occurs in dreams is often neither
Ashaka,
rational nor logical.
the knowledge device thing on her ear. Reminds me of a dream I saw from the Aranara.
Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep.
So clearly you guys do not have evil geniuses, because Professor Farnsworth's every great idea came to him in a dream. He's an evil genius.
I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming.
And it's also be strange, right? Like Dottore is in this game, and then Dottore is explaining to Alacino this dream that he once had, and this is why he had the idea to do this and that. I'm not in the best condition to come up with shit, so otherwise I would have, but imagine I said something cool or crazy and placed it there. Thank
I
you.
studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again.
Open my eyes, yeah, and it was only just a dream.
But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recalled the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. But I was free.
How old are you now?
Maybe dreaming wasn't
I was old and foolish, as any youth would be. You sound like you're 90. You realize every single old person in this game is decrepit as fuck. They all have arthritis, hunchback, their heads are too heavy for their bodies. Is any old
Just
person
be
that
sure
don't
not
come
to
there?
speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
Okay.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she connected with Irminsul?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself.
I just want to guess to the end of this so I can finish the damn event.
World forget me. What could that possibly mean?
That the world forgot me?
If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have some more answers for you.
Satyavada life and Paripurna? Sure.
If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.
We wish you luck in your endeavors.
There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more of your cooking.
I will leave a pillar here, just in case. Good night's rest.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Why are we all listening to Paimon? Paimon's a floating baby. We should be telling Paimon the plan and then GTFing the O. Right. To Gandharaville. Good and Gandharaville. Good and Gandhara.
Looks like we may
Everywhere I go, then the game is like, highly dangerous. You will die here. No, I won't.
Solidify!
Death! Tainari.
I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem?
Hey, stop getting in Billie Eilish's face now.
Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Who are you to come up on my turf? Start screaming in my face. I'm about to write a letter. I'm about to write a song. And I'm gonna make it go live. It's gonna roast your ass. It's gonna get tweeted at and poked and shit. Sounds so old saying that like that.
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the academia, not to cause a scene.
Like that isn't what just happened.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
Yeah, you sound like one of those, you sound like Sarutobi Hiruzen from Naruto, where you sound all grandfather-like, but secretly there's hidden layers, like Shrek.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort, and now he requires your assistance.
Hey, Tainari can always be like, yeah, me no speak English, sorry, me no speak English.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
That he doesn't already know.
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City, that is.
Yeah, not sus at all,
And
guys.
how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Yeah, and that's not
Do
sus.
you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master?
But yeah, Alice is mad.
If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tainari, but you...
Hey, you shut up. You the guy shouting in people's faces. Shh, go to sleep. Throw the drugs in his face. And he just passes out right there.
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Gulam. Yo, dude, what's the stretchy dude in Street Fighter's name called? Fuck. Yeah, my brain. I'm incapable of that type of thought. What you looking at, huh? What you looking at? Don't make me stab you in the eye.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my responsibilities here. But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
Hypatia's fine.
Quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered a bunch of questions for us too.
Very good.
She's pretty
Now
smart.
that the traveler
She's
has
a
made
good
a full
dog at it.
recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumeru City, correct?
Pretty much, yes.
That's right. We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can find her?
He probably doesn't.
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking in Sumeru City?
It's always so strange how quiet Lumine is, and in Paimon, it really seems like Paimon stole her voice.
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short, and most of my acquaintances are researchers. How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Immorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Asking him might prove worthwhile. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but maybe you can give it a try.
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal.
There's the name.
It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Some say that this very item is the basis of Sumeru's reputation as the City of Wisdom. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise. So I'll leave it to them to show you how to use it.
So you have one but don't use it. Smart plan.
Right! Next up, Sumeru City! But wait, before that...
We need to say goodbye to Kale.
That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave. Is she doing better now?
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the North Crossing.
And then we find her and she's laying on the ground, Paimon starts panicking.
She knew you
and she
two
just
would be
pranked you in the end.
So she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tainari. Alright,
Tainari.
let's go!
Farewell. And good luck to you both.
Good luck to you, Tainari. Good luck to you too. I mean, look at that pants. Look at that pants. Look at Zhongli looking at that pants. Oh, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Come on, Cringes. You can hold on to your energy. I'm like passing out. My face is swelling while I'm busy playing.
Never mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey.
How about you join us on said journey?
Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City.
We'll be back to see you soon, Kale.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. It's up to me and the others to protect the rainforest here.
I like how sometimes the voice matches the lip movement, and then because of certain phrases in Japanese and Chinese that mean a lot more for saying a lot less, Kale is long time done talking, but the VA is like, alright, let's finish this.
And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend, not some girl that needs your sympathy.
Yeah, but what if we had made a mistake? You don't tell us any of this. You start having like some sort of epileptic attack. We don't know. We think we suspect for 2, we run away, we go attack for 2, we come back, you're dead. I don't know. It would seem like a smart idea to, when you're going on a journey with someone, even if it's a meter away, you tell them, yo, hold up, I get epileptic fits. Take me back to Gandhara village as soon as possible. You don't do that, and you have panic attack outside, right there next to us, and you run away. That don't make good friendship, okay?
But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another.
Yes, let them know at the beginning.
There's no need to apologize, Kale.
She should be apologizing.
Thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends. And
She should have done it in the first place.
We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you.
It's the only part I agree with.
Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you.
Pita pockets?
What is it? It's my recipe for pita pockets.
Yes.
I told you that I'd give
Best
you a
recipe
copy,
in this
remember?
game. The best recipe in this game. Let's go.
Please don't laugh. Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever and wherever we like.
Don't worry, Paimon. I always have. You are my floating imaginary bag. So if I make food and store it away in my imaginary bag, is that technically you just eating the food? When I take the food out, am I eating the food that you already ate? Oh no.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville.
Of course we will.
Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell.
Adieu.
Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
I only know 2 of them. The other 2 didn't even introduce themselves. We are done. We are done. We are done. Oh, come on. I still have to do more? Please tell me it's just me going to Sumeru City and it's done. What do they want me to complete here? Because they the whole time changing it up. What am I doing? Prerequisite quest. Because every time it changes to the current mission, but it doesn't tell you how far into the current mission. I have how many days? I'll do another video tomorrow. I guess 3 days. It's fine. It's time. It's time. It's a matter of look, strangers. Why don't you like, subscribe, smack face with the keyboard a couple of times. Still notifications set always. Don't forget to check out all our links in the description, especially our main channel, Exhausted Gamers, where we currently Overloaded Talk is playing Stray. I'm busy playing Danganronpa F. Trying to finish it so we can get to Danganronpa. Yes, Pillar.
Solidify!
Nice. I'm trying to finish Danganronpa F so I can get to version 3. And Overloaded Talk was working on ASominium. And I think we're gonna start recording Honey Pop 2 for the month of November, which is going to be next month. Hopefully we can get enough episodes so that it's an exclusive thing for November. But other than that, yeah, pray for me.
It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
It's like, oh shit! Oh man!